we speak, the wait is something that people are hoping with every passing hour would bring them to that closure that you were talking about.
All right, Ankit, thank you for joining us. Captain Manek is joining us. Captain Manek, no initial findings of what caused this crash has been disclosed, but of course the investigators are looking at multiple possibilities. When you look at that visual, of course the visual evidence which has been there now across all platforms, those images and the video which show the first few seconds before the crash, and there was that CCTV camera which was also located on the far left of that runway, which has given some idea as well. What's your assessment of a possible reason?
The reason, what I see, there are a number of factors involved. It seems, and it's very, very early to say anything about unless we retrieve a black box, which consists of a DFDR and CVR. Fortunately, we are very fortunate that we got the DFDR and CVR black box, one of them, within 24 hours. It's going to take little time to retrieve data. The first of all, it's required to be clean, the protective layers to be removed, the connections to be connected properly, and then it will be processing, and it will take a couple of weeks, maybe months. And if we go in a very deeper way to investigate, it will take a year or so. So Aircraft Investigation Bureau, AIB, will take care of that. But till now, what we are just doing is speculation, what has happened so far. We have a number of stories and a number of experts are saying a number of things, but still we have to wait for the the data which we have to receive from the CVR and DFDR.
And, Captain Chinda, the Civil Aviation Ministry has said clearly that the pilots did issue the Mayday call. And that call was made to the traffic controllers, and that happened at 1:39 Indian Standard Time. And when officials tried to communicate, the pilots did not respond, which was very clear that the plane was losing height. And after reaching an altitude of roughly around 625 feet, and then it crashes in that hostel, the BJ Medical College Hospital, the college hostel. The question then is, the fuel contamination is being seen as one of the major reasons here.
Even fuel contamination is speculation as of now. We cannot rule out the possibility.
All
definitely,
these reasons are speculation.
Absolutely, it's a possibility for sure.
Yes,
but we all have to understand that the aircraft rolled under full power. If there was fuel contamination, the aircraft is equipped with various fuel sensors, fuel filters, and a fuel system which would flag any form of contamination and give the pilots adequate. We don't know. It might be possible that they did get a fuel contamination or a fuel filter warning or whatever. We do not know what happened in that cockpit at that point of time. As with regards to no communication from them after the Mayday call, all pilots are ingrained with a standard process: aviate, navigate, communicate. That means you fly the aeroplane first, then you navigate the aeroplane, and then you communicate to outside agencies. They did their part on communicating after getting airborne, and they were focusing on using every possible skill and getting the aeroplane to fly as far as possible, as we can see from the videos.
Yes, and Captain Chinta, there are reports which suggest that this particular aircraft, the Dreamliner, which has been flying from Ahmedabad to London, in the past also one of the pilots has gone on record to say that he had communicated to the Air India authorities that there is a problem with this particular aircraft. Do you think that problem was overlooked?
This is a way too advanced aircraft to hide any form of fault history on the aeroplane. If there was a fault, even if the pilot did not report it, the fault history would be downloaded through the ACAR system. The Air India engineering would have every single record of every warning which should have come, any parameter on the airplane which was not within the limits as set by the manufacturer and the set guidelines, everything would be there. Nobody can hide anything. The fault history is there for everyone to see. If whatever has been said that faults were reported on this particular airplane, in all probability they would have been rectified before the aircraft was released to service and fly again. So the airworthiness part of it just cannot be whisked away. I hear a lot in the media. There has been a lot of hype. The air conditioning was not working. The IFP was not working, and various other parts. We have to understand that as an aeroplane, there is something called a minimum equipment list to declare the aircraft airworthy. When all those equipments are functional, if even one of them is not functional or some caution light or a parameter, there are laid down procedures both for the maintenance as well as the operations. So everything is laid down and approved by the regulator DGCA, and the operators' manuals would have all these parameters. So it's just sensational and speculation as of now, saying
so
that
Captain Manek, this is for the first time a Dreamliner has been involved in a fatal accident, but doesn't really mean that this particular model has not faced questions in the past. So the Dreamliner, as reports are suggesting, could be grounded, particularly because there is a need for further checks and balance to be put in place. That's what the indication is. Do you think the regulatory authorities have to really ensure that if there is any kind of report against an aircraft, then it should be immediately grounded? There cannot be any chance whatsoever.
Yes, I agree with that. But so far, the history and what we have seen so far, the record shows the aircraft is perfect, and the manufacturer, Boeing company, has done very good to create a very good safe plane. All planes are safe. Aeroplanes are made to fly and to fly safely. The regulatory authority, like FAA in US, or we have in our own country, DGCA, is taking care of all those safety measures. But still, if there is something which is to be coming out, which is doubtful, is required to be taken care of that. I agree with that. But still, there is speculation, and we are still waiting for the data to be retrieved from CVR and DFDR. And Captain Kishore, he said rightly, all aeroplanes are made to fly safely, and it's going on well. So sometimes certain things happens, which is beyond the controls, and such accidents are not occurring because of one reason. There are a number of series of reasons which are involved. As per the studies, what so far says, at least there are minimum 6 factors, which are responsible for those kind of major disaster accidents. And this is what we are unfortunate in India to have this kind of thing happen in our own country, in Ahmedabad, which was a repetition of similar accident which happened on 13th October 1988, where 133 passengers